Welcome to the Dance Studio Empire podcast, a mix of business strategies, simple tips for studio growth and success, with a touch of inspiration, motivation, plus raw and honest conversations to ensure you are building your studio empire. I'm your host, Jen Dalton, studio owner for 30 years, dance business coach, and the author of the book, Teaching Dance Beyond the Steps. My business philosophy is creativity is our superpower, and I believe we all have the means and ability to infiltrate this into our studio. Just sometimes we can get too busy, distracted, or overwhelmed to see that. So that is exactly why I am here to help you. So if you are ready to master the art of creating demand, unravel the dance of numbers in your studio, and run your business to its full potential, then you are in the right place. Okay, let's do this. Sit back and relax, and let's get ready to build your dance studio empire. Hello, beautiful dance studio owners, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Dance Studio Empire podcast. I am your host, Jen Dalton, and today I am going to be speaking about 10 steps to creating a $1 million studio budget. Now, as per usual, this episode is based off conversations that I am currently having in real time with studio owners. There is a lot of talk about how to budget, getting control of numbers and understanding in order to continue to grow your studio. And that's why this episode is today. It was planned for a couple of weeks, but I brought it forward because, as usual, if one person is feeling like this, then there's a possibility that there are many of you. So hopefully this information will help you in some way get a little bit more comfortable and confident with your budgeting, your numbers, and your finances. Okay, so I'm going to show you in this episode that budgeting for your dance studio doesn't have to be complicated. You know me, I like it simple. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, and it's not something that you should be sweeping under the carpet because you'd rather live in denial. Now, if that resonates with you, I just want you to know I absolutely get you. I feel you and I see you because that was me several years ago. That's why I'm here to help you. As someone who's navigated the financial ups and downs of my dance business, I'm going to share the 10 steps that I use to create a solid studio budget that will not only help you meet your goals, but will also give you peace of mind. So in this episode, I'm going to explore how budgeting offers more than just tracking your expenses. It enables you to forecast, and it helps you with revenue mapping into the future, right? Which is what we all should be doing. Now, when you master these financial steps, you'll not only then understand where your money goes, but also predict where it can come from, where you can save, and then where you can increase. So it's pretty good. Okay, so if you can, grab a pen and paper and let's get ready to learn how to create a budget that not only empowers you, but also leads your studio to financial prosperity. And seriously, remember, if I can do this, so can you. All right, I look at my dance year over 12 months. So I know that there are seasons in business. I understand that there will be months with higher income, lower income. There'll be higher expenses, lower expenses. All of you listening, we all work with different dance seasons. So by averaging it out over the 12 months, then it just makes sense. Now, my classes don't run over 12 months, but I still just do it over a 12-month period. When I actually first started budgeting, I would do it across 4 terms, so our 4 terms of dance, but it just began to get messy when I had ongoing rent and then I had to pay full-time staff. Like once I had full-time staff, they were needed to be paid over the holiday periods. And so that's when I changed and started looking at it across a 12-month period. Also, I know that our numbers of enrolled students fluctuates. So depending on what time of year it is, or where you are in your dance season, I get that there is a fluctuation. So look at it basically as an average. It just gives you an indication. And if you're wanting to get started right now, So obviously for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we're at the end of our dance year, but I just encourage you to use data from the past 12 months, and that will give you an indication just to get you started. All right, that all said, let's get into it. Step 1 is just to gather your financial information. Okay, so you need to start by gathering all the documents that you can. So this needs to include your income statements, your expense records, and any other financial information that may help. A lot of the dance management programs will have this for you nice and easily. They will generate reports for you. If not, you may need to speak to your accountant, however you manage your money. But yeah, you can't go any further forward without what you get in and what you're spending, and anything else that might contribute to that as well. That is step 1. Step 2, I want you to now list your income sources. So take a closer look at all the ways that your studio makes money, all of them. So the first and most obvious one are our class fees. That's obviously the first one, but then what extras? So for example, you might have performance fees, you might have uniform or merchandise sales, you might run workshops, you might run parties, whatever things you have in your studio that generates an income, I want you to list them all out and then create this list so it's going to give you a really clear picture of where the money flows in from, and it will show you the potential that your studio will have, or where maybe you're spending money and you shouldn't be. But anyway, that's the first thing. So make a list of your income sources. Now, step 3. Now I want you to estimate your monthly income. Okay, so to make this financial journey smoother, estimate the monthly income each of those sources generate. So even if there's seasonal fluctuations, calculating an average monthly income based on historical data will give you then a stable starting point. Okay, so if you think of your parties, although you might only run parties in school terms, still spread it out over 12 months, the total that you will be getting in. Okay, step 4 is now we need to make a list of your expenses. Every business has its costs. In the dance world, for us, that is, includes rent, could be staff pays, utilities, insurances, programs or memberships that you may have, marketing expenses, office supplies. It's going to be a long list, but I would really encourage you to make a detailed list of all of the expenses then to help you understand where your money is going. This hurts a little bit because it can be quite confronting, but I really encourage you to do this. Okay, then we move on to step 5. Of those expenses, I now want you to categorize them into fixed expenses and variable expenses. So your fixed expenses are the ones that don't change. So that will be your rent, your insurance, maybe your phone and internet bill. Like those are your fixed rent that you know are coming in. There's no variation on those. And then under the variable expenses are things such as your marketing budget, your office supplies, those things that you control how much money you're choosing to spend. So take those expenses and then put them into both of either category, whether it's fixed or variable. It just makes this, categorizing it this way makes it easier to identify where you can adjust your financial moves as we continue to move forward. I wanted to interrupt this episode just for a moment to let you know something really exciting. In October of this year, I am launching my brand new program, Studio Balance. This program is for dance studio owners who want and need the processes and the simplest approach to setting your studio up for real growth. Studio Balance helps you identify, strategize, and implement every detail of studio setup, from systems and marketing to financial mastery and team leadership. I'm letting you know this now because I know many of you are starting to plan for the new year and how useful having this information will be. And with results like increasing enrollment numbers by 65%, and adding revenue of $30,000. This is a program you do not want to miss out on. Right now, I'll be offering a bonus one-on-one implementation session for anyone who joins the waitlist and purchases Studio Balance. So if you want access to that, make sure you sign up to the waitlist. I'll leave the link in the show notes, or simply send me a DM on Instagram and I'll forward you the link. Okay, step 6, estimate your monthly expenses. All right, so same as what we did with the income, we're now going to do that with our expenses. So for each expense category, estimate a monthly cost. For those expenses that ebb and flow with our season, calculated across the month. This ensures your budget then stays manageable throughout the whole year. Like I was talking about with that over the 12 months, it's just easier to manage knowing what it is averaged out across the year. Okay, step 7 is now to calculate the net income. Okay, so this is the moment of truth in your financial performance. So you're now going to subtract your total monthly expenses from your total monthly income to calculate your net income. All right, now this is going to then give you a clear indication. For some, it may be quite eye-opening, but it also gives you information where you can make adjustments. And as my husband always says to me, the numbers don't lie. So you might need to take a deep breath to do this, but it's worth doing because it becomes transparent then. All right, now we move on to step 8, which finally, this is where we're now creating our budget, our spreadsheet. We've got our numbers that we can now work with. So use a simple spreadsheet tool. So this could be Excel or Google Sheets. You may even have this ability in your studio program that you have. Your management system may have the ability to do this as well. I believe some do. And it's now at this point that you create a budget template. And I don't want this to become complicated and overwhelming. Essentially, this document will become your best buddy, where you will list your income sources, your fixed expenses, and your variable expense categories for each month. And then you just fill them in as you're going. At the end of each month, you then know your total income, you'll know your total expenses, and you'll know your profit, which is the one we really want to focus on, the fun one. And then once you've been doing this for a while, it then becomes easier to forecast your finances. So you'll start to see, what months are stronger, when you're spending more, when you're earning more, and it just gives you more control. As it also will show you where you are bleeding money, and it gives you just more control and that transparency across the whole business. As I mentioned at the beginning, I was the one living in denial for a lot of years, which was okay because I had safe people around me who were keeping an eye on that side of it. But it's I think it's really important that we, as the CEO, as the boss, we know this stuff, because it's ultimately up to us to have these numbers to enable us to continue to grow. Having a budget also, so if you have it, on your screen or somewhere close, keeping it in the front of your mind or in your face will also help keep you accountable, which is just another thing. This is not the sparkly side of our business, but it is an essential side. And so if there's no one sort of kicking you up the butt saying, I need your numbers, fill in your bookwork, maybe you've got an accountant that does do that, or a bookkeeper, I don't know, but it will help keep you accountable. And sometimes it'll be really nice to actually see that you are making a profit, or where you can make a profit. So that's the actual step of putting together your budget. Now, step 9 is, just like in dance, practice makes it perfect. So I want you to continue to monitor and adjust. And this will go on forever because our life circumstances change, our business circumstances change. I want you to just keep a vigilant eye on your actual income and expenses throughout the year. And don't hesitate to adjust, because flexibility is key, right? A big part of this will be with your marketing budget. It might take a little bit of, give and take. You might try putting in a bit of money at a certain time of year and not getting an ROI on that, or you may hold off and then you see your numbers drop. You'll start to see patterns will arise from your numbers, which is, essentially what we're looking for to continue to adjust. Okay, and then finally, step 10. Now, this is just something that I would encourage you to do, and that's to have an emergency fund. Just have it aside, set aside just a portion of your income for any emergencies that might come up. Think of it as a safety net for unexpected expenses or surprises. I'm sure you've been through where life throws you a curveball. Maybe that you are about to lose your premises and you have to refit out a new premises. It may be that, you need to hire a new staff member. It may be that you need to replace mirrors. There are things that just come up all the time. So if you have a small portion aside, it will help take the pressure off you as well. And to round off the financial performance, think about your long-term goals for your dance studio. What is that for you? What does that look like for you? Is it expanding your studio? Is it adding classes? Whatever you see your studio doing and growing into, you can incorporate these aspirations into your budget over time. And so that's, again, the control that you will have when you know your numbers and you can see them and then you're in front of your face. Like I said at the beginning, budgeting, it doesn't have to be intimidating. And with the steps that I just went through, so I'll quickly recap them for you. Step 1 being gathering the financial information, so getting all your documents together. Second step is listing out your income sources, everything that generates income, list it out. Step 3 is estimating the monthly income. Step 4 is listing your expenses. Step 5 is categorizing those expenses into fixed and variable. Step 6 is estimating your monthly expenses. Step 7 is calculating the net income each month. Step 8 is then to create your budget spreadsheet. Step 9 is to continue to monitor and adjust. And step 10 is to think about having an emergency fund. So just in case the things happen that we don't want to ever talk about, but it just does happen. Okay, so they are the steps. It will help take control of your dance studio's finances, understanding where your money is going, and improve your financial performance. If I can do it, you can do it. So happy budgeting to each and every one of you. So just to finish off this week's episode, I know you would have heard in the mid-roll about going on the wait list for Studio Balance. And I thought I would just let you know this is your last opportunity to get on that wait list and receive the bonuses of the one-on-one implementation session with me when you do purchase the program. I just encourage you not to wait. This program will set you up, your foundations up like no other. So jump in. The link will be in the show notes, and I look forward to seeing you on our one-on-one implementation sessions. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. I'm so grateful to have you listen each week. If you found today's episode valuable, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to rate, 5 stars of course, and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback empowers me to keep delivering insightful content. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow me on Instagram @_JenDalton_ and join our private Facebook group, Dance Studio Empire. Until next time, keep dancing, keep thriving, and keep building your dance studio empire.